Welcome to Will versus two insane computers. He's playing as undead, and the insane computers are human and undead. I believe we can check. There's one, and he's a yellow human. Oh, he's night elf. Maybe he changed his mind at the last moment because he said in the lobby, make one of the computers undead. So I guess he changed his mind at the last moment. Thanks, Ashanta, for the support. I will do my best. But yeah, okay. So human and night elf, insane computer versus Will as the red undead. He has chosen the map Knollwood. I'll give you a little bit of a backstory. He's going to want an extra acolyte, but I guess he's going for a faster build here towards getting his hero out. He still needs to get a cigarette, so he's really taking a skip here. Something's gone wrong. I don't know how often he plays undead. I think he normally mains human, but yeah, the extra acolyte helps. For the gold, at least. So, Will has been banned on my Twitch because he's a stream sniping so-and-so. And he's done it on so many numerous occasions, I've actually lost count now. And I've been very generous to actually not do something about it until very recently. Or not punish him harder. Most of the time I just make him 1 versus 1 every time he fucking does it. And that's part of the reason why you're not seeing me 1 versus 1 him, because he never wins. So we're giving him an alternative. The alternative actually was to defeat Embermon in a 1 versus 1. But Embermon tried to throw the first game by going Night Elf, creeping a camp that he couldn't possibly do with an Ancient of War that he refused to use any wisps to repair. So the Ancient of War died and he got killed way too quickly at the start of the game for my liking. So then we created a remake, and both players were then forced to play their main races, so there's no potential throws. So Will was playing human and Ember was playing undead, and then Ember 5 minutes into the game says he has to go, which I do believe he had to go. It's just an unfortunate series of events. So here we are with the suggestion from High Rise that Will should actually instead play versus 2 computer that are insane, and I'm okay with that. I think that's quite awesome. This will be entertaining to watch. Average player deal versus 2 insane computers. This is something you don't normally see, though. That peasant is never getting out until these trees get taken down. Look at that. Anyway, the computer is starting off with a paladin first, the human one, and a keeper of the grove. So really quite easy heroes to nuke down. Although arguably the paladin could be a problem for Will later on if the paladin manages to get level up. So the key is to try to kill. I would say probably one of the keys to beating insane computers, especially if it's 1 versus 2, is to try to... There's different theories, but for example, one of them might be to creep as much of the map as possible, aka denying them experience, building enough towers so that they are then forced to go fight your base when they don't have anything else to creep and build up their heroes. Because when I did the 1 versus 11 insane computers, it was a lot easier towards the latter stages of the game because my hero levels were like 5, 6 plus, and a lot of the computer hero levels were still like at 1 and 2, so they're way squishier, and they only level up if they manage to kill creeps, unless you lose units to them, which you really don't want to try to do. So the positions here are pretty good for Will. He's got at least you know, a base or 2 in between the opponents. Ah, the computer actually managed to bust him out. It's almost like they went out of their way to do it as well. I wonder if they detected that. Although another peasant's got stuck here now. This is really arguably questionable play from the insane computer. So Will creeping away. Bit unlucky with the item there. Ring of protection +2, nothing special. Computer plays pretty passively, but you got to be a bit concerned once he starts to push past the 50 mark, which will normally take a while. But once they do that, they build a pretty wholesome, well-rounded army. They try to get a bit of everything, like siege, range, melee, casters, even some air. I don't know, the artificial intelligence is trying to reset, throw the game. You don't see it purchasing any berserkers, which would be a nice pickup here for the human player. He decides to leave this Knoll Assassin on 24 health, so I think he might be throwing the game. There we go. The micro is true, though. Rough, rudimentary micro, but micro nonetheless. paladin only with a glove of haste and ring of protection, so no luck there on the item front either. Will might want to try to go for an expansion, which he is. I don't think he's scouted though, which is a slight error. He could have used skeletons to scout. This expansion is probably the second best expansion he can take. Maybe third best. Down here or here would be better. But we'll see whether this bites him in the arse. Thank you very much there, TCM, for the 1 month sub. Does look like Will's picking up the Berserker himself, as the human player refused to do so. Now we got some teamwork. Yeah, Will now reaching tier 2. Obsidian statues would be a big boost to him to feed on some experience. Oh, this is a big boost. He's getting a bunch of weak, fragile units for free, so that's some nice experience whilst the heroes aren't quite there yet. So picking off 3 units without losing anything. So this is all vital experience, definitely up to level 3 now. He's going to be able to pick up another unit, but he's going to get overwhelmed. So he might need to pull this back. There is a lot coming his way. The computer actually has more food in his army. Each computer does. So Will obviously has to beat both the computers here to remain to be switched to unbanned, otherwise he continues to be banned. I know it's a bit of a strange circumstance. He has to beat 2 insane computers to be unbanned for stream sniping, but hey, I don't make the rules. Oh wait, I do. So here we go. Night Elf with the expansion. This is going to get nasty if he gets towards Chimeras. 3,000 gold in the bank. 3,000 gold in the bank, yeah. Is the Demon Hunter stuck as well? No. It doesn't actually uproot the Engine of Wonders to let the Demon Hunter out. That means he might be stuck there all game. If he's not fixing the problem now, I don't know if he's ever going to fix the problem. Is he going to do it? No, it's not stuck. It should be able to run through here. It just isn't. So he's not stuck, actually. At first I thought he was stuck. He's not stuck. The Huntress can fit through there. I'm pretty sure the Demon Hunter can fit through there. He's just chilling at the moment with the Demon Hunter. He wants to keep at the Grove to get all the experience. Will try to cheese as much as possible, but he's not going to get too much success here. Without the Lich or something. The Lich with Frost and Over control. Potentially get a tier 3 Orb of Corruption. Very nice for picking off units. Oh, this is the worst case scenario for Will right here, right now. What's about to happen? I gave him the option of picking a map, okay? And New Meta came up with the idea to play on Lost Temple, which is an incredibly smart idea because you may have seen me play versus Insane Computers before, and one of those maps that I played against the Insane Computer on was indeed Lost Temple, and it was the easiest time of my life because I just did a tower island and the computer could not handle it. As for that, I don't know. Maybe the computer is throwing the game. But yeah, the computer cannot handle Tower Island. So Will actually had the answer in chat, and he chose to choose Knoll Wood instead. So if he does it with this, then fair play. But I did say it's within the rules. He's permitted to use Lost Temple if he wishes to. I would permit him up to a 6-player map, no more than that. So he's chosen Knoll Wood, which is a 6-player map. Okay, so still tier 1 units. Now we got the ballistas, but still tier 1 again. Ember soaking up experience, close to level 4. Lich almost moving up to level 2. Needs to keep that going. I can't believe this expansion is still up. But there you go. Night Elf is pulling all the way back to base so he can gather and collect his Demon Hunter. Rather than bringing his Demon Hunter to his army, he brings his army to his Demon Hunter and then he moves out with the whole deal. That's clearly how it's programmed to work. Can we see a Circlet of Nobility? That'd be a nice pick. Claws of Attack and Gloves of Haste are awesome items for the Lich. You want to pass those over when you can, when you see your Lich. Because the Lich will then get Orb of Corruption later, and that works nicely with the Claws of Attack, just extra damage, as well as the Gloves of Haste for faster attacks to apply that Orb of Corruption. Okay. Could we see a red creep camp in effect here? He's strong. Well, he's strong enough to do it, but he's going to need some heavy micro. He's moving back, maybe to go pick up an item from the shop. So again, they move their entire army. Is he moving back just to sell the wand? Okay. Night Elf, finally catching up. Oh, it's because of the hero. So they had the same sort of principle where their second hero sits in base, and then they bring the whole army back, so then they can then move with the second hero. Will's just going to have to let this go. Get whatever he can get. He got 1,100 gold from it. He might even get more because the Night Elf's just fucking walking away. This is the most bizarre behavior ever. I don't know why the computer's so confused. Is there something to do with this map that causes them to flip out or something and not understand what they're doing? Anyway, the human player's still camping his base, but working towards the Arcane Sanctums and Griffin Aviary, so we're seeing tier 3 almost. Oh, Giants. That's pretty good versus Undead. Hard to deal with that. Not fantastic, but it makes Will's life a bit harder because he can't focus stuff down so easily with the taunts and the just bulky health. He wants to nuke and kill as many little units as he can, build up the experience, and he definitely wants to go triple hero when he can afford to do so. You want as much hero power as possible versus computers, because you can manipulate their poor micro and behavior with heroes. Less so with units, unless you've got like 100 food of chimeras. Maybe you can deal with it. He's attempting the tough Red Creek camp. He might get himself a nice item here, though, that can help sway the later battles.
A player's forces are under attack.
So, almost called an Ember. Will's expansion has now finally been defeated by the Night Elf, and the human is making a move up at the top left. Will taking some damage here for his efforts. I say Obsidian Statues would have been handy earlier. Very, very good unit. Helps keep you supported, especially versus the computer, which you can manipulate again. Potion of Divinity, not really. I mean, it's a fucking amazing item because it's 25 seconds of invulnerability. But you shouldn't really need it. You definitely want something that's more aura-based, or Scroll of Restoration if it's going to be a charged item. A charged item is something that you just sort of like use a one and done. As you can see, there's one at the bottom right, rather than a permanent item. So Will's other expansion being picked off there. He's noticing now how the computer can map hack. Oh, has he got another town portal? He hasn't. Fuck me. That was a really huge mistake. He really just needs to get out with what he can, and he decides to throw the game and get out now rather than pursue it any further. GG! GG! The Death Knight is down. That was a monumental error. That was random team town portal into an expansion that you shouldn't town portal to. Always have an extra town portal if you're going to do that. So unfortunately, Will... maybe we can make this a weekly thing. Will has lost his opportunity to be unbanned for now, but if we can remember, perhaps next week, and if he's up for it, he can have another attempt at 2 insane computers until he eventually manages to do it. Make this into a series.